Hi, I'm Cher Johnston. This is my happy place. There's my kitty sitting in the window with his cup of water, or her, it's a she. This is her cup of water, and that's my cup of tea. Anyway, so this is where I sit and stitch. I'm going to pause for a minute, put you on the thing. Okay, here we are. Yes, we're going to do Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, but first, I wanted to talk to you for a minute about trying to eat more green leafy vegetables. So I had a talk with Nora, ChatGPT, about hard-boiled eggs and spinach salad dressing, and these were some herbs and spices that she recommended. And I went, oh, put that into a thing where I can put it in a journal, because I'm doing a cooking journal. So this is my, and I need to write down here that I use 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, 1 tablespoon of vinegar, and then a clove of garlic and salt and pepper. And it's really yummy. So I'm going to have to try Dijon mustard and all these other things that she recommended. I'm kind of excited about it because, more veggies, more green leafy veggies. All right. So I have my prompt list. I didn't bring it over here with me. And I haven't done a video for a while. And it's interesting because I want to sew this part to the backing, but I felt like it was missing something. Then the prompt last week was your favorite color, and I was like, duh, it's like all over. And I didn't feel inspired to do anything. Then this week it's bits of lace. And it's funny because I had just tea stained a bunch of little bits of lace. I also put, I don't know if I showed you this before or not, Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. I don't remember which one it was. The garden gate. This is a little gate and a hill and some, and then I have pieces of course, let me just move some of this stuff. Little pieces of Tula pink fabric all over because, favorite fabric, favorite color. Here's trims, and of course they're Tula pink trims, and a piece of Battenberg lace. I had just tea stained a bunch of laces because, I don't know, I have leftover tea. I drink tea every morning, and sometimes I have leftovers, and I use it to tea stain papers or in this case, laces. This is a butterfly that was made by my granddaughter. I taught her to do embroidery. She did a few things and let me keep 1 or 2. This is, of course, I'm using quilt blocks from my mother. She left with a bunch of orphan quilt blocks. I know that this quilt was for me because it has pink pigs. And there's another piece of tea-stained lace. Here's another Tula pink trim. This is a quilted piece. This is just something that I did sitting in front of the TV. The Sherry Iris. Sherry Iris did a couple videos about how she does slow stitching, and so I did that with those. And then this is, I love this. I did this some time ago. It was in a hoop because it was, because it's easier to do French knots and stuff. I don't know if you can, how well you can see it, but there's French knots and beads and tiny seed beads and bigger beads And this took a long time, but it was a labor of love. I just loved doing it. These are, I think this is just some DMC floss, couch down. I may have done this 10 years ago. I don't know. Then this is moss and some grasses. And if you notice, there's a little bit of painting on the background. And that's something that I love. I have a few things that I really love that I'm putting in. They're not all here yet, but love pink, tulip pink. I love making yo-yos. There's another piece of trim. And then when you buy tulip pink fat quarters, it comes bundled with this trim, this ribbon that says Free Spirit. And then this was a thrifted item. I did this in an earlier video. And then this is, I put this on, let me just show this to you. Made a mess of it. This is that bias cut trim called Chenille It. And this hasn't been washed enough to make it really fluffy, but this is what happens to it after you wash it. Or you can just take a needle or a pin and get it to fray. So if you want something like this that's a frayed edge, like I do a lot of scrapbooking, and I like in my scrapbooking, I like to have things, sometimes you like something that's going to fray out like this. Just cut it on the bias. What that means is that the threads go this way and they go this way. And you're going to cut at a 45-degree angle. And then you have little threads that are going to fray out. And you can do it with a pin like this if you're not going to wash it, or you can take it like this and like scrunch it around, and it'll do that. I'm probably not going to bother to do that with this because it's going to get washed. It's going to be a blanket and it's going to get washed, and I may do more, like a few lines here, just because after it's washed and stuff and fluffs out, it'll feel cool. It'll be fluffy. Here's another piece of lace and more quilting that I did in front of the TV. And I did this. I didn't do this on camera. Here's another piece of lace. I left the edge there to fluff out. I might have to sew that down. I don't know. Little piece of, I think that's Liberty fabric. And this is my favorite doily. Haven't really stitched it all down yet. I haven't decided if I want a piece of pink fabric underneath there. I might. This is some lace that I just stitched on. This is another piece of trim that I'm going to put on. Here's another piece of that thrifted. I think this was a thrifted thing. I had 4 pieces of it. I'm saving some for the bottom. This is just the top third. So I have another, I have a third that's just tulip pink. And this is tulip pink. I'm making, with the tulip pink fabrics came a bunch that's like bright orange and yellow, and I made, like, there's yellow giraffes, and I made a quilt block with the hexagons with the giraffe, and it just doesn't match. It's just not, my little grandson fell in love with it. And so I'm making I have a pillowcase that I'm making for him, and it's almost done. I want him to pick out some buttons and um, and I'm going to put some buttons on it. So I'm going to stitch a little bit and just jibber jabber, just talk a little bit. I had a subscriber who made a comment the other day, and she said something about that she said she learned to stitch from Roxy's Journal of Stitchery volume 1, the first volume. And I thought that was pretty cool. And I don't remember if she said something about her channel. Her name is Susan Hiles, I think. Looks like Hills, but it's Hiles. Anyways, so she has a YouTube channel, and I subscribed a while ago, but YouTube never offered up her videos for me to watch. So I went to her channel last night, and I watched a bunch of her videos, and I I really like them a lot. I'm going to put a link to her channel in the description. So if you want to go and see, she's doing a wall hanging, and her favorite color is also pink, and it's pretty obvious from her little wall hanging. Anyway, but she had a video. I have to go back and look again. A swap. There's like she does a lot of journaling videos. She's been on YouTube a lot longer than I have, and I want to do more journaling. I got out all my journals the other day to do a video, and I realized that I have one where I was putting photos in it, and I put a bunch of photos in the box along with it, and I just never put them in there. So I'm going to have to go and put them in there. And I have a journal that I started. I have one that I did last year, K3N Cloth Tales. That's like wasn't really a fabric journal. We did a bunch of stitching and then sewed them into a book, a paper book. And that gave me the idea that I could do, because I took that book and I put photos in it, and gave me the idea that I could do a paper journal and put photographs in it, and I could still do stitching and put some stitching things in it. And since then I've been making, I did a whole series of twinchies, and I gave a lot of those away. I swapped them to other people. And then as I was using them and making them into things, I thought, I think I like making the thing, whether it's a pocket or a tag or just a cluster or a hidden paper clip or whatever. I like going from the base up. When you do a twinchy, when I was doing the twinchies, I was taking the twinchy is like a focal point. So I was taking the focal point and going down. That makes sense. But I don't like that. I want to go the other direction. And I don't know if, I don't know how long that would take. Like if I filmed it, if I did it on camera, I don't know how long the film would be, how long the video would be. Anyways, I'm not going to do that one on camera because it's too hard to get to the, let's do this one. Because I can get to the edge really easily. Where's my... Anyway, but the bottom line is, if you are also doing Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, and you have a channel where you're doing videos, leave me a comment and let me know so that I can follow you and go and look at your because I think I did a search a while ago, making sure I'm still on camera. I think I did a search a while ago and found a bunch of people, and I subscribed to a bunch of channels, and then now I don't even know if YouTube is showing me those videos. And anyways, so I want to go and watch your videos, hit the like button, subscribe, comment, all those things that help the algorithm, and then we can help each other out, So let me know. I know there's some people that I follow and I see their videos all the time. To Be Loved Treasures from by Corinne. I know she started posting videos long ago. It may have been the first Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. And I love hers. And then there's Corinne, and there's I also follow Kate in the Nest. I don't know if Kate is doing Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. She has other things that she also does. Let me tell you about my thread, my beautiful pink thread. I love this thread. This is Aurifil, and it's a number 12, the 12 weight. It's like a lot of our pearl cottons are number 8. The bigger the number, the smaller the thread. So I have some that's I wasn't really paying attention, and I got some 40 weight, but I love it. I looked at the Joann store once for thread for my sewing machine that was 100% cotton, and they just don't have any. What in the heck is happening here? I can't. I know that I have some needles where I can't thread it. Okay, hold on. Sorry for my reach. Let's get my glasses. Let's see if I can do this way. I'm sorry about this, but I decided I don't like to edit. So you just have to put up with me fumbling around. And now you know that we all have trouble threading needles. I got part of it to go through. See if I can force it. Nope. It says nope. We're not doing that. Start again. I swear this was one of the ones that I could thread with the needle threader. You know what I think it is? Well, it's my eyes. I'm not having a good eye day. I don't know if you can relate to that, but some days, even with my glasses, my reading glasses, I just can't see that well. So now I have a big, huge needle. It's way too big for what I want to do, but doesn't matter. I got it threaded. I have the hiccups. Hold on. Tea. Okay, here we are. I had a sty in my eye, or I think it was a sty. I talked to ChatGPT, and she said she recommended warm compresses for about 10 minutes. I think she said 4 or 5 times a day. So I did that. Just every time I went to the bathroom, I'd go in and put a warm washcloth on it for a few minutes. And it took a couple days, but it got better. Don't know what it was. I don't know if it matters. But this is the other eye that I'm having trouble with now. I don't know. It's not a sty. It's not swollen or anything. I'm just having trouble seeing out of it. It gets, well, it's a little crooked. Don't care. Doesn't really matter. I have to go to the doctor again. I don't like going to the doctor these days because, you know, when I was a kid, we didn't go to the doctor. We didn't go in for checkups. We didn't go in, you know, you'd get a cold or the flu or, you know, you'd get sick. And in fact, I grew up in the days when if your friends got the chicken pox, their mom would call everyone to come over and play with you because we all wanted the chicken pox. So my sister and I got the chicken pox when I was 14 or 15 or something. I don't know. I had mumps when I was a baby. I had chicken pox. I don't think I ever had measles. But yeah, and you didn't go to the doctor for that kind of thing. Just everyone got it. And we were encouraged, they encouraged that to happen early because those kind of childhood diseases can be deadly when you get older. Anyways, I don't know how I got off on that rant. Kind of weird. Oh, my eye. My Mitzi is here drinking water out of her little cup. I have coffee cups all over my apartment filled with water because I know that it's important for them to drink enough water. And she drinks more if, I don't know why I have to put it in a coffee cup for her, but I think she thinks she's drinking my drink. It's funny when I put water in a big tall glass and she'll just stick her head down there. All right. I feel like I'm running out of things to say. And after I get these last few things stitched on here, I was looking at my prompt list again, and I have some more of my favorite things that I need to put on the bottom. I wanted to get this finished to the point where I'm happy with it. I'm going to stitch this down to the backing. And I'm going to do a bunch of running stitch with Rachel calls it cantha stitch. And I have this, this is Sashiko thread. It's not like a stranded cotton. It's kind of like a stranded cotton, but you can't pull the strands apart. I guess you could, but they would just fray. They just fray. It's very, very, very soft. It almost becomes, it sort of becomes part of the fabric, I think. And I'll show you. It changes the texture. I have a piece that I did where I did a bunch of seed stitches on it, and I wish I had used this. I used my Aurifil thread. Wish I'd used this because this is really cheap. I can put a link in the description. If I forgot, just remind me. Anyways, and that's all I got for now. Thanks for watching. Bye. Okay, I brought this to my bed to get a picture. And look who decided she does this. I don't know why. Maybe she just wants to get warm. But anyway, she's under there. So I wanted to get a picture, but hey. All right, maybe I can get a... Oh no, she's got a... All right. Yeah, she's got to wiggle around in there a little bit. All right. I have a different blanket she likes to get under. So it's another one of these. It's really thin. All right, let's get a picture. That's not a very good picture, is it? Oh well. Let's get a picture of this here. Like that. I think I can use that one. And I think I'm just going to leave her alone to do. She's probably going to take a nap. Yeah. Okay, bye for now.